Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back into Let's Get Real about real estate. Let's get rare. And today, I think we're going to talk about something that needs to be said. It's going to be a little hard for some people to hear and to digest, but it is truly factual information. And I personally work with people who are having great success with using my method to address the affordable housing situation. So here's what I want to talk about a little bit today. The concept of room rentals, or what are now known as pad splits, certainly not a novel or new idea. People have been renting out houses by the room for decades. One of the very first people I ever met on a real estate call, probably 8 or 9 years ago, was a gentleman who had purchased 5 houses on the same block. They were all 2 and 3 bedroom homes, and he was renting each one of them out by the bedroom and using, individual door locks, door codes, everything that's going on today. So let me back up just a little bit. So if you're not familiar with how this works, what many successful investors are doing to address the need for affordable housing in many cities across the United States, and I know it's huge in Northeast Florida. So they purchase a home, and maybe that home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And what you do with these is you modify the layout because you do not want living areas or dining rooms. So you don't want any common areas for people to hang out, invite guests over, any of that sort of thing. Okay, so really what you're doing here is you're taking your living room and dining room spaces, you're putting up walls and an extra door in each one, and you're turning those into additional bedrooms. Now, many of the corporations that support and do property management for these types of properties, they suggest a ratio of 4 bedrooms to each bathroom. But your bedrooms do not have to be standard bedroom size. Now, you do have to have egress. You have to have a full-size window for, an emergency first responder to come in if there was a fire or something like that. But your bedrooms do not have to conform to what would be a regulatory bedroom size. So they could be quite a bit smaller. As a matter of fact, they can be like, I want to say 60 to 80 square feet. So kind of small. So what is happening here, the way this works is you probably want, I think that most successfully, the largest number of bedrooms you really want are 6 to 7. People that struggle the most with keeping quality people in these rooms seem to be the ones that try to squeeze 8 or 9 or 10 bedrooms into one house. It's just kind of like inviting trouble. At any rate, one of the most successful ones, and I actually sold the property to my client, helped her with the design, and got her set up. I also am in charge of meeting and interviewing the people moving into the rooms, and I designed the guest agreement for her. Notice we call it guests. We are calling them extended stay guests, not tenants. Okay, very important. They do not get a lease. They do not sign anything other than our agreement. And that agreement specifically says that according to Florida housing laws, they have absolutely no rights of tenancy. They are an extended stay guest, similar to a hotel guest. And if they violate any part of the agreement at any time, their belongings will immediately be removed and their access to the property closed off. Also, they have to pay either by the week or the 2 weeks, or I guess they could pay 4 weeks if they wanted to, but a week, 2 weeks, or 4 weeks in advance, just like you would at a hotel. So they pay electronically through Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, those types of things. And if you pay on Monday, that is for Monday through Sunday. And then the following Monday, you have to pay for your next week, and so on. Again, they're not tied. There's no evicting anybody, okay? So the way it works is you have a keypad code on your front door that can store up to 7 or 8 different codes. And then on each bedroom door, you also have a keypad lock, okay, that controls locking and unlocking the door. Each room is numbered 1 through 6 or 7. And then if you have a designated bathroom that is only for certain bedrooms, you would put those room numbers on that bathroom door. Okay, so then you allow each person to either choose we use 4-digit numbers. Even though our keypads require 6 digits to be put in, we just make the first 2 digits zeros and we go with a 4-digit code. Nobody's gonna remember 6-digit codes, folks. It's just not realistic. So I don't want my phone blowing up at midnight because somebody forgot the code to their room. So we keep it simple and we do 2 zeros followed by a 4-digit code. And then that code is entered into their room door as well as the front door. And they use that same code to enter the house and to enter their room. The way that it works is they are provided with a basic full or queen size bed frame and mattress. We also go ahead and give them a set of bedding to use, but you're not required to. They can provide their own. And our host gives them each a individual refrigerator, an individual microwave, and a small flat screen TV mounted to the wall. Now, those are some little extra amenities that maybe make your house more attractive to people that are looking to rent a room. And so you provide the electric, water, sewer, and Wi-Fi service. You pay for that. Also, to avoid any confusion over any type of litigation, if anyone were to try that, we do not have a mailbox at our locations, and we don't allow our guests to receive mail at the location. The reason for that is because in the state of Florida, anywhere that you receive mail, you have rights of tenancy automatically. So if somebody really wanted to dig their heels in, they could stop paying and make us evict them if they were receiving mail at the address. But since they are not, that alleviates that problem. So they have shared use of the kitchen. We have a basic range and stove in there and a regular sized refrigerator. We also give each person, we designate 2 cabinets to each person, and we put their door numbers on their cabinets. So if they choose to, go shopping and they want to store some, dry goods, or maybe they like to bake or whatever it might be, they have a couple cabinets that they can use, or if they have dishes that they like to use and things like that, and they don't want to just keep everything piled in their room, they can use their designated cabinets. Part of the house rules is you cannot smoke or vape inside. You cannot have any illegal or illicit drugs. You cannot have guns or weapons, and you have to clean up after yourself. That's with the private microwave and refrigerator, as well as the kitchen and the bathroom that you use, whether it's private or whether it's shared. So we do provide some cleaning materials that we leave in the cabinets for them to use so that they can keep those areas clean. And we provide a kitchen-sized trash can in the kitchen and then bathroom-sized trash cans in the bathrooms. For the moment, either myself or the host is going there weekly to get the trash out, or we may ask one of the residents if they're seem like somebody that would help us out and do that. Another creative idea is you can also use that as a perk. So for example, if you have somebody that you know is going to stay for a while and they're open to it, you can always offer them 25 bucks or say 50 bucks a month off for cutting the front lawn on a regular basis, or 50 bucks a month, maybe 25 bucks a month off if they take the trash out to the curb every week and bring the trash can back up, just to save you from having to go do it yourself. Once a month, we send a professional cleaner, and that person does the shared bathrooms, the shared kitchen, hallway, just those shared areas. She does not go into the individual rooms unless they want their room cleaned. So we try to give them some semblance of privacy when it comes to that. So what's the advantage to doing this? Well, there are hundreds of people out there that can't afford to rent an entire house with rent rates where they are now. And these are mostly blue collar workers. They make $30,000, $40,000 a year, and $1,500 a month is just not reasonable for them, or $1,400, even $1,200. So they rent this one room with these shared areas for anywhere from $600 to $700 a month. What would make it $700 is if they have an extra large room, if they have a private side door that goes right into their bedroom from the outside. Also, we have other rooms that are rented at $800 a month because they have a private bath in addition to the other things. So when you do the math on that, you're generating $3,000 to $4,000 a month in rental income. So you're cash flowing very heavily. The chances of all your rooms being empty at the same time are almost non-existent. So even if you don't have full occupancy at any point, you're still generating much more income than you would on regular market rent. So hold that thought for a minute. I'm going to close this out. This is part one. I'm going to let you go get yourself a little cocktail, a little cup of coffee, little whatever your thing is. And I want you to come back and watch part two, where I dig a little deeper into this and how doing this in a very unconventional manner is bringing amazing success to the people that are willing to give it a try. Stay tuned.